Did you know that somewhere in the American wilderness, grown men chase a massive, greased-up pig in absolute chaos, while crowds cheer and slip in the mud? Or that, just across the state line, folks drag combine harvesters into demolition derbies, smashing them to pieces for prize money, pride, and a heap of bragging rights? Welcome to the wildest and weirdest corners of American sports, where tradition, adrenaline, and a little bit of madness collide. And trust me, you've probably never heard of most of these. Hey there, welcome to Factual America, the home for all things unique, hilarious, and downright mind-blowing about the United States. I'm glad you clicked, because today, we're diving deep into the world of extreme American sports that fly way under the radar. Forget the NFL, NBA, or even NASCAR. These are the contests that happen off the beaten path, in end zones you never knew existed, played by some of the most passionate and fearless people you'll ever meet. So buckle up, smash that like button if you love discovering hidden sides of America, and let's jump, sometimes literally, into the most extreme American sports you've never heard of. Let's kick things off with a sport that brings new meaning to "Let's go hog wild." Every year, in places like Iowa and Texas, towns host epic pig wrestling tournaments. Here, teams of 4 wade into a muddy pen with a single goal: catch a greased-up 200-pound hog and wrestle it onto a barrel. Sound simple? Think again. These pigs are surprisingly fast and strong, and the mud turns the arena into an oil-slicked obstacle course. Teams slip, slide, and often come out unrecognizable, with only one victorious and very muddy champion. It's a tradition that's part farm culture, part slapstick, and all heart. Looking for something even bigger? Imagine the roar of engines, the screech of metal, and the ground-shaking impact of combine harvester demolition derbies. Yep, in states like Minnesota and Iowa, the same hulking machines used to harvest America's breadbasket are now armored up and rammed full speed into each other. Picture vehicles the size of small houses colliding, parts flying, and engines sputtering to the cheers of thousands. The goal: to completely disable your opponent's machines while keeping yours running. True, it's loud, destructive, and not exactly eco-friendly, but it's also pure Americana, celebrating rural grit and the thrill of mechanical mayhem. Next up, from the snowy peaks of Alaska to remote corners of New Hampshire, witness the insanity of outhouse racing. That's right, outhouse racing. Teams build creative, often hilarious mobile toilets mounted on skis or wheels, then sprint or push them down a course. Rules require at least one rider per outhouse, and winners are crowned for both speed and creativity. Bonus points if you look good sliding butt first across the finish line. It's equal parts engineering, athleticism, and a celebration of the best bathroom humor. But don't leave your swimsuit at home, because on the shores of North Carolina, a lesser-known sport called surf kayaking combines the wipeouts of surfing with the speed and agility of kayak racing. Imagine battling 6-foot waves in a compact, maneuverable kayak while spectators line the shore, betting on who'll catch the biggest ride or take the hardest tumble. It's extreme, unpredictable, and totally addicting. Craving a little more altitude? In Colorado and New Mexico, there's a wild event known as pack burro racing. Here, runners team up with a donkey, that's right, a real live burro, and race up and down rugged mountain trails covering distances as far as 30 miles. There are rules. You can't ride your burro, only run beside it. and you've both got to cross the finish line together. The idea dates back to mining days, when prospectors needed a trusty burro to haul their finds out of the mountains. Now, it's an epic endurance event where teamwork between man and mule really counts. And let's not forget the ultimate test of stamina and stomach, the World Ice Cream Eating Championship in Indianapolis. Forget hot dogs. This is real brain freeze territory. Contestants gobble down quarts of ice cream at breakneck speed, pushing their limits in pursuit of legendary titles and, inevitably, killer headaches. Why ice cream? Because America thinks outside the box, inside the freezer. Speaking of cold, how about the frozen dead guy days coffin races in Colorado? Yes, you heard right. Every March, locals honor Grandpa Bredo, a Norwegian man famously cryogenically preserved in a tough shed, by racing homemade coffins down snowy slopes. Teams clad in outrageous costumes sprint, swerve, and sometimes spectacularly crash, cheered on by crowds sipping hot cocoa and craft beer. It's spooky, spirited, and 100% unforgettable. And then, at the southern tip of the country, Key West hosts conch shell blowing contests. Here, skilled blowers attempt to make music, sometimes beautiful, sometimes bizarre, from giant seashells. Some play classical tunes, others improvise, and a few just manage to make an impressively loud honk. It's a quirky reflection of America's love for both competition and creativity. And if you thought Americans only kept their feet on the ground, let me introduce you to the National Lawn Mower Racing Association. Each year, hundreds of DIY speed demons soup up their riding mowers, take off the blades, and careen around dirt tracks at up to 60 miles per hour. No joke. These races can get as rowdy and competitive as any NASCAR event, minus the million-dollar budgets. What started as a way to break the boredom of rural weekends has become a nationwide phenomenon, with rivalries, sponsorships, and even pit crews. What ties all these sports together? They're rooted in local history, fueled by creativity, and held together by communities who love to have a little fun and a lot of pride in doing things the American way. Big, bold, and sometimes completely bonkers. So, which of these extreme sports blew your mind? Or made you want to grab a pig, a burro, or a lawnmower and sign up? Have you ever taken part in a wild hometown tradition we didn't mention? Drop your favorite in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories, and who knows, maybe you'll inspire a whole new video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video if you enjoyed discovering the hidden side of American sports. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the hidden extreme sports of America. Remember, in the land of the free and the home of the brave, the games never end. They just get weirder. This is Factual America, signing off. Until next time, stay curious and keep chasing the American dream, even if it means wrestling a pig in the mud.